So with tokenized stocks, really the thing that we wanted to emphasize is just how large the equity market is compared to the trading that we see on chain. Because we think, 1.7 trillion in trailing 12-month volume on Solana dexes is a lot. It doesn't even come close to what the Mag 7 does, where they're turning over 2 trillion a month.
Yeah.
And if we zoom in on that and we want to think about what Solana's volume did to the chain, in January we saw about 400 billion of that 1.7 trillion volume 1 month. Transaction failure rates were north of 50%, north of 60% some days. Fees spiked 100, 150x. And that was 400 billion in trading volume. That's not even close to what the Mag 7 does. And the other thing to consider is that that's the Mag 7 trading volume on today's legacy settlement rails.
Yes.
So we're talking,
Good
we're
point.
opening at 9:30 and closing at 4.
Yeah.
The X stocks that Kraken's partnered with backed on, they trade 24/5 on Kraken's exchange. And then once you take these things on chain, that's 24/7, 365 trading. So that opens up entire other regions of the world that might have been pushing less volume through the US. I would expect we'll see an explosion, not just in Mag 7 volume, but on-chain volumes that will push some of these things to the brink as well.
Wow.
I think it's kind of interesting, one, to just envision a world where, you have all these people across the planet that found a lot of utility in crypto, primarily through stable coins. Well, now with putting these things on chain, they could feasibly, have their Bitcoin allocation, have their US dollar, allocation for either sending money abroad or just having some sort of hedge against their local currency. But then they could also invest in NVIDIA. This is like, it's just very interesting because it does
paradise.
It just kind of opens up the barriers for everyone. It really is kind of like the democratization of investing happening, right? By bringing this technology forward. And what what Mark just pointed out was I think a pretty compelling case to just show kind of like a fundamental reason on what could happen if you do see a continued increase in DEX volumes. You'll see a lot more network congestion, which is going to lead to a lot more fee generation and a lot more MEV. And so there's this pathway really that's just a fundamental catalyst for these layer ones to really capture a lot of value now.